Catching a ferry always adds to the pasta Grannies adventure, so we love it when we film in Ischia, a beautiful island an hour away from Naples. Our first interviewee is farmer Filippo. Together with his friend Marco, he probably farms one of the prettiest smallholdings in Italy.
Sono Filippo di Ischia e oggi preparo i ravioli con le erbe spontanee e la ricotta della mia capra.
Their wheat is grown elsewhere on the island and they use it to grind their own flour. And their millstone is a limestone quarried from the island. The wheat has to be ground between the stones 3 times to make it fine enough for flour. And of course it still needs sieving to remove the bran. To make the dough, Filippo adds a spoonful of a wild herb salsa he made earlier. He cracks in 3 eggs and Marco adds a little bit of oil. Filippo does not have a cooking background and he just loves having a go.
Lo facciamo riposare per un'oretta.
While his dough rests, he takes me on a tour of their farm to collect some herbs, which he'll use in the ravioli filling. Filippo picks some wild fennel, wild rocket, dandelion and wild chard.
Questa è la, diciamo, si chiama anche rucola selvatica.
It was a lovely botany tutorial.
Questa invece è la bietola. Questa è la portulaga.
His turkeys looked on and we admired his chickens, which supplied the eggs for his dough.
Qui ci sono le nostre capre, da cui abbiamo fatto il latte per fare la ricotta.
And the goats whose milk Filippo turns into a curd cheese. He heats the milk to 29 degrees Celsius.
Questo è il latte delle nostre capre, adesso lo facciamo andare in ebollizione e poi aggiungeremo il limone per il caglio.
He then squeezes his just picked lemon into the milk and leaves it to form curds. He scoops them out of the pan and strains them through a muslin cloth.
Questo, sempre del tarassaco, si chiama rucola selvatica.
Next, he preps the herbs for the dough and filling, removing any tough stalks. Filippo cooks half in salted water.
Preparo la portulaga per metterla nell'impasto.
He pounds the purslane to create a puree. This is what went into the dough. His herby dough has now rested. The flour and herbs make it a tricky dough to work with. He's had a lifelong interest in the nutritional value of wild plants. He dabs some curd cheese and then greens into a square of dough and folds it up into a parcel. Filippo says he's not interested in the look, but what it tastes like. Soon he has a plate full.
Allora, questi sono porcini del bosco ischitano, bosco di castagna, sul Monte Pomeo.
This morning Filippo found some porcini mushrooms, so he's serving them with the ravioli. He chops them up and fries them in their homegrown olive oil. The tomatoes, garlic cloves and the parsley, of course, come from their garden. Filippo simmers the ravioli in salted water and finishes cooking them in the mushroom pan. Marco dishes them out and we all have a taste.
Ravioli pronti. Buon appetito.
This is really, really good. You can taste everything. All the flavours are really clear and bright. And the porcini is the icing on the cake, if you like.
Filippo and Marco love hosting. So if you're in Ischia, do drop round for a mozzicone or spuntino of wine and biscuits or whatever they have made recently. Just look at their Aladdin's cave of preserved fruit and vegetables. And come back next week when we're in the Südtirol and Elena makes polenta and zin zin. Have you listened to the Pasta Grannies podcast yet? Click on the link in the description box to find out more.